So I just read this awesome article and I just wanted to hop on to share with whoever it might resonate with. And I thought it was perfect because I read it on the heels of putting out a blog I wrote about anxious overachievers, how to know if you're an anxious overachiever, and just what it's like to be an anxious overachiever, and then different kinds of ways to find relief so that you can actually achieve, but with less anxiety. So this blog that somebody, Krista O'Reilly, wrote is called "What If All I Want Is a Mediocre Life?" And she starts off, I'll just read the short first paragraph, and she starts off, "What if all I want is a small, slow, simple life? What if I am most happy in the space of in between, where calm lives? What if I am mediocre and choose to be at peace with that?" And then she just goes on to talk about how the world is a noisy place, loud, and the pressure to hustle, improve, build, strive, yearn, acquire, compete, and grasp for more, for bigger, for better. And what I loved about this is that I think mediocre is a beautiful place to be. Now, mediocre doesn't mean settling for less. Mediocre doesn't mean give up on your dreams. Mediocre doesn't even mean to stop producing. What I think mediocre is, I think it's an invitation. I think it's an invitation to be fully in and with and present and intimate with exactly who you are right now and to be okay with it. And then from a place of mindfulness and awareness of self and your life and the people in your life and your resources and your dreams, finding a step that's within reach that feels right for you. So, I work with incredible human beings who are achievers, and many of them don't think they're overachievers, but kind of get a lot of things done, but there's this chronic pressure, anxiety, overwhelm, and a lot of us have a lot of responsibilities. And I think that one of the pressures of today's society, it's a belief that we kind of ingrained in ourselves, is needing to do more or kind of like join that competition race that I don't really know there is one, but it's kind of like sometimes we create our own internal race. And, the invitation for mediocrity is kind of like, can you be in your own pace? Can you lean into your own wisdom, to the silent hush that washes over you after you let go of that like dizzying spin of like, I should have, I could have, I want to, and you just listen inward to what's really going on or what you really need. And actually, any type of good healing from anxiety, good healing or good strengthening your self-esteem, letting go of insecurities, showing up more whole, more solid, more complete in relationships, to me really is about what this woman writes about. It's really about like decluttering from the noise of the outside world, decluttering, letting go of, challenging the thoughts of the inner critic, of the parts of self that kind of come to pressure you but really want to give you a good life. And when you have a meeting internally and you say like, let's actually really look at this. What does a good life look like? It definitely is about production. Producing could be, waking up in the morning and having a really organized schedule of self-care. If you're a mom, then you prepare your family's schedule well. And production could be like producing a beautiful interaction and delivering the message of love and joy and interest in your child, attuning to your partner, attuning to yourself, learning how to take care of your needs. And yes, definitely to the worker part of self, to those of you who are working, there is something about like, I want you to produce. I want you to be super successful. I really, really do. And to me, telling you to live a mediocre life is not telling you stop working, stop shining. I think that, at least what I've seen, is that when we slow down and when people do the healing work or they dig in and they look at really what's driving them, when you let go of the anxieties, the pressures, the shoulds, right, the have-tos, there's a sense of ease, there's an opening up of the platform, and actually the secret is I've seen people accomplish so much more in these spaces, in the spaces of stillness, in the spaces of mediocre, because there's an okayness, like I'm okay, and I trust I'll be okay. And then from there, creativity and individuality comes forward. And that's priceless, because then you could create whatever you need to and trust the process. So if any of you are kind of feeling like, I don't want to live a mediocre life, or I can't live a mediocre life, or I am living a mediocre life and I'm really not liking it, I really invite you to look at the word mediocre differently. And I would invite you to sit with what mediocre might mean to you and kind of allow it to expand as you allow it to expand your horizons. I'm going to post the link to this blog below because I thought it was really eye-opening. And I hope that you can lean in today to some kind of mediocre living and see what it's like.